Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We've reached verse 34, another very beautiful and central teaching. And it says as follows. 34. Know that by long prostration, by question, and by service, the wise who have realized the truth will instruct thee in that knowledge. Swami Sivananda tells us very simply, he who has a teacher knows, he who does not have a teacher does not know. Why? Because when we do not have a teacher, we are subject to the dictates of our own mind, meaning that we are chewing again and again what we already know. And the mind doesn't always take us the right way. The ego doesn't want to be crushed, doesn't want to be annihilated. The ego wants to self-assert. So in all sorts of ways, if there is no one to direct us, we will be following the ego, keeping in mind that the purpose of the ego is to self-assert. And when we're following the self-asserting principle, we are not able to evolve spiritually. So Swami Sivananda is telling us, go to the teachers who are well versed in the scriptures dealing with Brahman, or the people who are established in Brahman. So go to the people who have the knowledge. I've been telling you here about Brahman and all this knowledge, but for many of you, it's inconceivable. What does it mean? Brahman is the food, Brahman is the ghee. I'm experiencing my body, and the food, which is something else other than my body, is entering my body, and I am doing the action. So it's not our experience. It is the teaching, it is the ultimate truth, but it's not our experience. And we need someone who has more knowledge on how to reach the experiential level of this knowledge, or someone who has already experienced, to show us the way. And it's actually not different than anything else that we don't know, and we need someone to show us the way, so we will know. But in yoga, it's even more important, because a lot of the knowledge that we gain in day-to-day life does not conflict with the self-asserting principle of the ego. So it doesn't bring up so much mental resistance. But this knowledge is about reducing the hold of the ego on us, reducing our susceptibility to the tricks of the mind. So we need someone from the outside to tell us what to do. And how this knowledge will be coming? By long prostration. This is not just the physical act or something symbolic. It means that the student is humbled in the presence of the teacher, is accepting the authority of the teacher, and is expressing how he is humbly accepting the teacher by this prostration. So this prostration is much more of a mental attitude than the physical act. One very important thing to know. The other thing, by question. But this should be the right question. We are told that when we ask, the Guru is not talking. When we are silent, the Guru might be talking. So yes, we should ask questions to show our intention to learn, to clarify our doubts. But we shouldn't be asking questions just for some intellectual satisfaction, or just for some entertainment or passing the time, or worse than this, to test the knowledge of the teacher. The questions should be with the intention of gaining knowledge and clearing our doubts. This is what we are told here. And then service. Very, very, very important. Serve the Guru wholeheartedly, meaning we need to also do something. Now this service can be, we see karma yoga in the ashram, but the greatest service to the teacher is to follow the instructions that he's giving, or her, and spreading the teachings. We will see at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is telling that the best service that can be done is teaching this knowledge. So service is generally something that is prescribed by the teacher, meaning we also need to put in the self-effort. We cannot just come, express our humility, ask some questions, and do nothing. There has to be self-effort. But the beautiful thing in yoga is that self-effort is also considered the grace of God. And we are told that when we are actually able to do self-effort, that is directed by the teacher, this is already grace. Because it means that we have transcended our ego. We are able to do things that others are telling, even if they are not the most comfortable thing for us, even if we have to do them against resistance, against some tendency for stubbornness, and so on and so forth. So those are the three principles, and we will discuss this verse further and tell a nice anecdote from the Sivananda ashram, the Swami Sivananda's ashram, that relates to this verse in the next teaching. So please join us. Om Shanti.